Right. So good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this here now. Welcome to Mindful Movement and Meditation. We're going to start this morning seated. If you are just starting the Mindful Movement and Meditation class, we always begin with gentle movement and then we move into meditation. So we're preparing our body to sit comfortably for meditation. The movement that we do is gentle. Please take modifications as needed as we move today. You can always use a blanket for your knees, or if you need some extra cushy as we work on our hands and knees. But to start, we'll start seated. We'll sit up a little bit tall, find some length here in the spine. Let's let the back of our hands rest on the knees so our palms are facing up here. You can allow your eyes to close or your gaze to soften. Take this moment just to notice how you're feeling right now energetically. Notice if you're feeling ready to move or ready to meditate. Maybe do you have a lot of thoughts, or do you feel a little bit focused today? Notice without judgment. And we'll begin to shift. Take a deep inhale in through your nose and a long, complete exhale through your mouth. Again, deep inhale in through your nose and a long, complete exhale through your mouth. Again. Today, not focusing on any particular breath or pranayama during our movement. Allow your breath to be very subtle as it can move in and out of your nose, or in through your nose and out through your mouth, as long as you're breathing here. Beginning to witness your breath as it moves in and out, cultivating some focus on the airflow. And as you find focus, I'd like to speak on what our focus will be on physically today. So today we're going to work on finding, a place between effort and ease, or what you call Stira and Sukham. You must feel strong enough in your practice to move in ways that help you, but you also must feel fluid enough so energy can move through you properly. So we're not building unnecessary tension. And this balance between Stira and Sukha, or effort and ease, is the heart of the yoga physical asana practice. So as we move today, see if you can see where or what particular poses that you're using more effort, or where can you find more ease, etc. I'd like us to begin by transitioning now to a hands and knees position. Hands will be underneath your shoulders, knees will be hip width distance apart. We're going to do some joint freeing before we begin. So we'll start by inhaling, extending our right leg back long behind us. Toes will be on the mat to start. So toes on the mat. Exhale, press down and back through your heel. We'll find a little bit of space and create some length in our right hamstring. We'll inhale, we'll lift up our right foot, and then let your foot here be relaxed. Very, very, very Sukham. And now we'll find some movement. So we'll rotate our right ankle in one direction. And then we'll rotate our ankle in the opposite direction. Good, and then release your knee down. Inhale, extend your left leg back behind you, toes on the mat to start. Exhale, pressing your heel down and back, creating some space here in your left hamstring now. Inhaling, allowing your left leg to lift. Maybe you rotate your ankle in one direction. Maybe you begin to rotate your ankle here in the opposite direction. Nice. And we'll find some stillness in the ankle. Exhale, release the knee back to center. Now, if you have a pillow handy and you'd like to sit back on a pillow in your Virasana, you can. So here, I'm going to take my Zapu, but you can use a pillow and bring it in between your feet, and you can sit back on it, or you can just sit back onto your heels. I'm going to transition so you can see here. Here in this position, sit up tall and straight. And let's bring our hands to a prayer position and collapse our fingers and make a ball here with our hands. Let's rotate our wrists here in a figure 8 motion. You may hear some clicking in the wrist, and that's okay. Be gentle. See if you can change directions. Right. And then find some stillness. Release your hands down. Let's roll our shoulders in one direction. Not looking to chase sensation, just to create movement. Let's roll our shoulders in the opposite direction. And then begin to cultivate some stillness. Gently take your right ear over to your right shoulder. So we'll tilt our head towards the right. Not looking to chase sensation, just allow the movement to naturally occur. Inhale, bring your head back to center. Exhale, opposite ear moves to opposite shoulder. Inhale, bring our head back to center. Exhale, let's look over to the right. Maybe your gaze moves back behind your right shoulder. Inhale, gaze moves back to center. Exhale, allowing your head and neck to move to the opposite direction. Inhale, bring your head here back to center. Good. Inhale, let's open our arms up and out into a T here. We're going to move into eagle arms. Right arm is going to come out in front of you, and you're going to flip your palm up so the eye of your elbow is facing the ceiling or the sky. Exhale, left arm will come out and right in front of it, so left arm up. If you can, see if you can almost maybe stack your elbows here on one another. Then maybe you take your left elbow and bring it slightly in front of your right, and then you can bring and draw your hands up towards your body. And maybe here you move your arms, twist your arms together. Your back of the hands can also come together. Prayer arms is also a really nice variation here. Sitting up tall, letting your elbows move away and up. Inhale, let's open our arms back out. Exhale, we'll cross in the opposite direction. So this time the left arm comes out in front, right arm comes over, elbows can stack, and then you can move into your eagle arms here. Excuse my cat. Inhale, open your arms back, up and out. Exhale, release your hands down by your side. Inhale, lift your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, side out. Inhale, shoulders up to ears. Exhale, side out. Good. When you're ready, transition back into a hands and knees position. So your hands If you have a pillow, you can take it and place it aside, or if you want to place it underneath your knees, feel free to do so. We'll warm up our spine some. We're going to move through chakra vipassana, so a little bit more dynamic cat and cow. We'll begin with cow, so belly will release, chest will come forward, gaze will move up. Press your hands into your mat, so there's a slight lift in your shoulders. Keep your abdominals engaged. Exhale, round the upper part of your back. Release your head, send your hips down and back for a child's pose here. And just continuing, inhaling forward, exhaling to cow, and then to a childlike position. Continue moving, connecting your breath here with your movement, and your movement with your breath. Maybe as you move, you close your eyes to help you move inward. Please continue here. Good. And then the next time that you come back to a child's pose, I'd like you to rest into that child's pose. Working typically with here, if comfortable, a traditional child's pose. So your arms can either stay out long and your head can release down to your mat, or if comfortable, stretch your arms back behind you. You can allow your shoulders just to simply fall over your knees. Take a deep inhale in and a long exhale out. See if you can find here some more Sukham, some more ease and less effort. Inhale, allow your arms to move back out in front of you. Come forward up to hands and knees. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees hip width distance apart. Go ahead, shift weight here to your right hand. Press down through your right hand. Take your left hand to your hip. The left hand comes to your left hip. And without moving your elbow, really focusing on twisting from the rib cage. Inhale, slowly begin to open up over towards your left. So we're twisting the rib cage open. Maybe your right arm lifts up. Keep your right hand over your shoulder. Exhale, release your hand back down to your hip, then to your mat. Shift weight to your left hand. Take your right hip, or excuse me, your right hand to your right hip. Now you want to keep your right elbow where it is. We're not twisting from our shoulder, we're twisting from the ribs. So hugging your navel up and in, or space below your navel up and in, beginning to twist from your torso. It's not a big twist. Inhale, your right arm can reach up. Make sure that your right hand is not behind your right shoulder. Your arm and your hand is not helping you twist. Make sure there's not too much effort here. There's a balance between your effort and your ease. Exhale, hand will release down. Good. From here, exhale, move into a wide-legged child's pose. Two big toes come together, knees open, hips back down and back, arms reach out long. Take a deep inhale in, exhale, let it out. Ease. Focus on ease here. Deep inhale in again, long exhale out. Let's create some more Stira here. Come up onto your fingertips, and we're going to almost like spider our fingers. So our arms are lifted, our head is lifted up off the mat, our chest is lifted up off the mat. And exhale, keeping your arms and your chest lifted, walk both hands over towards your left, keeping your up onto your fingertips. Maybe your right fingertips walk out slightly in front of your left. Maybe they don't. Cultivate a balance here between effort and ease. Keeping the strength, but noticing also where you can soften. Maybe you soften slightly on your exhale. Maybe you soften your shoulders some. Maybe you soften your face and your jaw. On your next inhale, we'll walk back to center. Exhale completely, Sukham, complete ease. Soften, hands relax, head can relax. Deep inhale in, long exhale out. Inhale, coming back up onto your fingertips, head and chest lifts, gaze is down here at your mat. Maybe arms are parallel to your ears. Finding more effort, some slight strength. Exhale, walk your hand over to the right this time. Maybe your left hand comes out a little bit farther than your right. Where can you cultivate strength and ease? Where can you find some balance? Maybe your breath is the sweetness, the ease. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, complete ease. Deep inhale in, longer exhale out. Inhale, come forward to a hands and knees position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees hip width distance apart. Let's curl our toes here. Press your hands down into your mat. We're gonna lift up our knees slightly up off the mat. And exhale, we're gonna press our hips back. Good. Inhale, come forward back to hands and knees. Untuck your toes. Exhale to a child's pose. Inhale, forward to hands and knees here. Tucking your toes, lift your hips up. We're gonna move our hips back almost for a lifted child's pose. Begin to use your arms, notice your core and your legs working. Inhale, forward to hands and knees. Exhale to a traditional child's pose. Good, again, inhale, come forward to hands and knees, curling your toes, lift your knees. Exhale, hips move back, lifted child's pose. Inhale, begin to allow your legs to lengthen. Knees can stay bent if you choose. Moving into your downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to hands and knees. Exhale to a child's pose. Deep inhale in. Longer exhale out. Inhale, forward to hands and knees. Exhale, hips lift, knees lift up and back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to, you can cultivate movement. Maybe you bend one knee, straighten the other. Maybe you cultivate stillness. Notice how much energy you're using in your asana, in your pose. Do you have a lot of strength here? Do you have more ease? Are you more relaxed? Can you find a balance between your strength and ease? On your next inhalation, look between your hands at your thumbs. Walk, stepping your feet forward, coming to a forward bend. See if you can keep a connection with something. Maybe you have to bend your knees to make that connection with your mat. Take a deep inhale in And a longer exhale out. Bending your knees, tucking your chin, slowly rising up vertebra by vertebra. As you rise up, your shoulders and your head will be the last to rise, finding a position where your feet are either hip width distance apart or they're directly or they're together. Letting your palms be forward. Putting a slight bend in your knees. Feel the solid matter beneath you. Keeping your feet flat, we're going to find some movement here. So you can allow your weight to shift toward your toes as you keep your heels grounded. Maybe now you exhale, you lean back slightly, bringing the weight into your heels. Maybe you move from side to side slowly, changing the weight or moving the weight to different areas of your feet. And beginning to move into stillness here. In your mountain pose, allow your knees to be micro bent, your legs to be engaged fully. Allow your weight to be slightly into your heels. You can allow your thighs to lift away from your knees. Maybe your hips draw back slightly as the space below your belly button and the space above your pubic bone drawn towards your spine. Your ribs are lifted away from your hips. Your shoulders draw back as your palms come forward. And maybe your chin is over your belly button. Inhale, lift your arms. Keep some stira, some effort. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sit back, almost as if you're going to sit into a chair as you fold forward. Allow your head to release down to your mat. Take a deep inhale in and a long exhale out. Now the weight moves from your heels and slightly into your toes. Heels, though, are still grounded. Inhale, we'll find some length. Bring your hands to your shins. We're going to move into halfway lift. So your shoulders draw back, your core is engaged, sternum is forward, shoulders are back. You're breathing. Exhale, fold, let it all out. Head releases. Bend your knees, tucking your chin, slowly ragdoll up. As you rise up, your shoulders draw back, your palms move forward. Core is slightly engaged. Inhale, let's lift both arms straight up overhead. Hugging your abdominals in towards your spine. Exhale, we'll lean back for a micro back bend. You can look up to where the ceiling meets the wall. Inhale to center. Exhale, fold. Let it all out. Releasing your head, weight shift slightly towards the toes. Inhale, hands meet your shins. Sending your sternum forward, shoulders back, core engaged. Breathing, exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, root down through your hands. Extend your right leg back, long and straight back behind you. Hands are framing your front foot. Make sure your knee tracks over your ankle. Allow your back knee to release down to your mat. Deep inhale in, come up onto your fingertips. Find length in your spine, core is engaged, head, neck, and spine in a line. Couple breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Maybe your toes are soft and your face are soft. As your muscles are active, there is effort and ease. Exhale here. Allow both of your hands to come to the inside of your left foot. Heel toe your left foot out to the edge of your mat. So hands are underneath your shoulders. You're either up onto your fingertips or your hands are flat here. Now, you have the option if you choose to curl your back toes and lift up off your back knee here for more of a Stira pose, for more effort. Depends on what you'd like to do, or you can keep your back knee grounded. Now root down for your right hand, take your left hand to your hip. Hug your navel towards your spine, draw your left knee, so your left knee is staying, tracking over your left ankle. Hand is at the hips, twisting from your rib cage, root down through your right hand, so you're pressing your right hand into your mat. As you press your right hand into your mat, your torso twists, your left arm lifts. Breathe. You can look up at your top hand, out in front of you, or down at your bottom hand. Exhale, release your hand down to the inside of your foot. Let's heel toe our left foot back in between our hands. You can release your back knee if it's lifted. Tuck your back toes, lift up off your back knee if your back knee is grounded. Exhale, step forward to forward fold. Deep inhale in, longer exhale out. Bend your knees slowly, ragdoll here up to a standing position. Finding your strong yet sweet mountain pose. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, we'll take a baby back bend or micro back bend. Inhale up to center. Exhale, fold, let it all out. Inhale, come to halfway lift, find some length. Weight is in the toes, heels are grounded, core is engaged. Exhale, fold, let it all out. Shift weight here to your left foot. Exhale, shift weight here to your right foot. Inhale, left leg steps back long behind you. Allow your back knee to release down. Staying up onto your fingertips, core is engaged, shoulders are back. You can even come where your fingertips are barely grazing your mat. Couple breaths here. Breathe. Notice where you're using the most effort and see where you can soften. Good. On your next exhale, allow your hands to come to the inside of your right foot as you heel toe your right foot to the edge of your mat. Hands are underneath your shoulders here. Now here I gave you the option last time to work into a more Stira pose. You can come up onto your back toes and lift your hips up, or you can keep your back knee grounded, whichever variation works for you. Find your balance between strength and ease. Root down here through to your left hand and root down through your right foot. Take your right hand here to your hip. Hug your navel towards your spine. Exhale. Slowly begin to twist from your torso. As you twist from your torso, your arms will begin to follow. Your shoulders will begin to follow. Root through your left hand. Inhale, right arm can reach up. Right hand stacked over your right shoulder. Core is engaged. You're breathing. You can find your gaze to be at your top hand, out in front of you, or down at your bottom hand. Exhale, release your hand, comes down to the inside of your foot. Maybe now your back knee releases. Adjust here your right foot, bringing it in between your hands now. So hands are framing your right foot. Now, everyone tuck your back toes, lift up off your back knee. Press down through your front foot, exhale, step forward. Deep inhale in, longer exhale out. Inhale, root to rise, lift both arms up. Exhale, arms come down by your side. Step your feet here, mat width distance apart. Depending on how wide your mat is really, make sure that your toes turn out to 45-degree angles, your heels come out. We're gonna work in Malasana. So if you know your Malasana foot position, please get it there. Hands can move down to your heart. You can allow your knees to begin to bend as your hips lower, your glutes lower. Now, keep your back, if you can, straight and long, core engaged. Exhale, your hips, your glutes can lower down towards the ground. Your elbows can press down into your knees. If you need to sit onto your pillow or onto a stack of books, you can, or a block. Now, if you need to adjust your feet position, please do so. 3 breaths here. A deep inhale in, longer exhale out. Good. Exhale, allow your hands to release down to your mat. Press your hands down into your mat. Begin to lift up through your legs, hips lift. Heel toe your feet. So your toes are facing the top of your mat. Your feet position, your feet are still wider than your hips. Your head is released. Deep inhale in. Long exhale out. Let it all out. You can allow your hands to move to the back of your ankles. Bend. Your knees can be bent here if you choose. Deep inhale in, long exhale, fold. Focus on leading with your heart. Heart can move towards the center and then towards the back of your mat. 2 more breaths here. Breathe. Focusing on descending down through your head and lifting up through your trunk. Inhaling, lengthening, exhaling, folding. Keep pressing through your feet so there's some Stira happening. Exhale, Sukha, sweetness, ease. Good. Now take your hands in front of your feet, bend your knees, begin to step back to hands and knees, take your time. Move into a child's pose of choice. I recommend a child's pose with your knees together, but do what feels right for your body. Arms can move back behind you or they can stay out long in front of you. Couple breaths here. Maybe find complete Sukha here. Complete ease. Maybe your body is at ease, but maybe your mind is Stira and still focused. Inhale, take your arms out in front of you. Come forward to hands and knees. Now begin to come to a seated position for meditation. So your meditation position maybe is it can be in a chair or on a cushion. If you're sitting in a chair or like on a couch or something, make sure your feet are grounded onto the floor. And if you can, please find a position where your hips are higher than your knees and your knees are able to comfortably rest. Even if that isn't in a crisscross position, you know, that's okay. You don't have to be in a crisscross. Maybe one leg is out. Maybe you use a pillow to support the knee, etc. Find a position that is comfortable for you. Take time to adjust your seat. I will give you a moment to set up and find stillness. Once you find your seat, again, no rush in getting there. We want our body here to maybe now have that balance, that natural balance between effort and ease. Well, we still have this relaxed Sukha, shoulders, maybe hips, but our mind is able to be Stira and focused. So finding your comfortable position. Shoulders stacked over your hips, spine is long, chin is parallel to your mat. Maybe the crown of your head lifts up towards the cosmos, towards the sky. There is length. There is a balance between strength and ease. We cannot have inhale without the exhale, or exhale without the inhale. We have both of them together for balance. Let's do this now. Take a deep inhale in, a long exhale out. Again, deep inhale in, long exhale out. And allow your breath to step back. Allow your attention to watch your organic flow of breath. Your awareness will begin to be on your breath. As you focus and rest on the flow of your breath, your body and mind will begin to settle into stillness. As your breath settles, your mind will begin to settle. Rest on your breath for a while. Each breath is an invitation for your body and for your mind to soften. To create space for stillness. And to create focus or attention for meditation. As you breathe, see if you can clear a space in your mind for yourself to imagine a mountain, a majestic mountain. Maybe it's a mountain that you have seen before, or one that you're familiar with. Or maybe it's just a mountain that comes to your mind today. Notice how strong this mountain is. Notice how steady this mountain is. While you're watching the mountain, you can feel the power and the steadiness of the mountain. You can feel the rootedness of the mountain that extends down into the earth. At the same time, the mountain is rooted, yet it rises up towards the sky. It stands steady. Imagine that you are sitting comfortably on that mountain. As you're seated on that mountain, you can feel the steadiness beneath you. Your awareness begins to sink down into the mountain, into that steadiness feeling. You sense that the mountain's awareness is unmoved and unmoving. Winds can blow, storms can come and go, yet that mountain stands steady. The mountain is untouched and unshakable. And as you inhale, draw in that feeling of steadiness, of rootedness into every cell of your body. And as you exhale, allow that steadiness and that awareness and feeling of strength sink down into your body. So that every cell of your being feels supported and rooted. You are rooted in this majestic mountain nature. that you are still soft. You are soft enough where this mountain energy is able to move through you. Fully feel on your inhale the radiance of your body. Allowing this mountain to give you the steadiness and unshakable confidence. You are strong, yet relaxed. So you can face anything. You're rooted in your truth. Rest here with your breath for some time. Take a deep inhale in and a long exhale out. If you'd like to stay in your meditative seat, you may. Or you can begin to move into a comfortable position for Shavasana. Your choice. Feel free to move some gently, slowly, mindfully. And rest with the flow of your breath. Your body is Sukham, at ease and soft and sweet. Your mind is Stira, focused. There is a balance. Rest on the flow of your breath. Notice the stillness of your body. Allow the stillness to wash over you. Allow your breath to simply deepen. Maybe become a little bit more diaphragmatic. Feel your body resting on your cushion or on your mat or in your chair. Tune in to your physical body and maybe how the air touches your skin. Maybe begin to cultivate here some small movement in your fingers and your toes. Maybe taking some larger movements, maybe rotating wrist and or ankle. You're in your Shavasana position, taking your time as you transition to one side, your favorite side. You're in your seated Sukhasana position. You can rotate your shoulders maybe some. If you're lying in your Shavasana, maybe you begin to slowly transition into a seated position. As you begin to find your seat, you can allow your hands to move to your heart center, to Anjali Mudra. Inhale, you can lift both arms up and around your body. Exhaling to your heart. Inhaling, lifting. Maybe your sternum begins to lift and rise with you. Do you exhale, your hands move down to your heart. One more time, inhale, stretch up, get big, take up space. And exhale to your heart. Taking this moment to send yourself some love and some light. Honoring yourself in your practice today. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. If you'd like to keep up with me, please check out my website at yogawithserena.com. I have events coming up, online classes, workshops, in-person classes, all the things, yoga teacher training. But check out my website at yogawithserena.com. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you soon.